All right, grace and peace, sisters and brothers, and I want to say happy Sabbath to you all. You know, we got another Friday night lesson coming to you, and the title of tonight's lesson is what's the title, my brother?
The roadmap for wisdom and understanding. Happy Sabbath, everyone.
All right, so we got our teacher, Brother Keith, and I will be reading for Brother Keith. I'm Eddie Israel.
That's him.
So without
That's him. Saturday Night Assassin.
so without further ado, my brothers and sisters, we're gonna have this reading of the law. So we're gonna start this off in Exodus the 20th chapter, and we're gonna read verses 1 through 17. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. All right, so we're going to go to Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, and we're going to read verses 13 and 14. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Alrighty, so we're going to go to Revelation chapter 22, and we are going to read verses 14 and 15. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. All right, sisters and brothers, that was the reading of the law. I want to say peace to John, peace to Duran, peace to Tequila, and peace to the men of God in general. I want to thank y'all all for coming tonight, and tuning in. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all here. And brother Ben too, I see you. Happy
Yeah,
Sabbath, y'all.
Brother Ben in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Happy Sabbath, everybody. And it's a blessing to come on here again tonight. And I just want to let everybody know that we all, in some way or fashion or form, went through some ups and downs this week. But look where the Lord has brought us. He has brought us to the Sabbath day. And that's a blessing. And like I tell the brothers every week when we leave Sabbath, it seems like we see each other every 3 days because these Sabbaths come so fast. It seems through the week
Mm-hmm.
the work is so long, but the Sabbaths are coming. So I never seen this in 27 years. I never seen the Sabbaths come so fast. I mean, it's a blessing. And I had some trials and tribulations this week, but hey, family, work, but it's all a blessing to get back here and to know that those little things don't matter. We breathing, we're able to read this word, and we able to ask for wisdom and understanding through this title that I have tonight, The Roadmap to Wisdom and Understanding. And we're going to be talking about this from the old and the new, as usual, to present to you, letting you know that the Lord is here for us. But just like we must obey our parents when we were small, and how we obey on the job more than anything, because we want that reward. And that reward every week is that paycheck. But as men of God and women of God, we got to have the same aspect in life, is that we want to get that reward. There's no way we can get that reward without doing what the Lord say do. And regardless of what the people have told you, the commandments are here. Okay. And you cannot make it to accept that award without doing these commandments. So we're going to get this started, and we're going to ask for the Lord to open our minds and for us to indulge in this Bible and get everything we can out of this, and learn from each other. If you got any questions, put them in the chat, and then we will get started. I got this fabulous reader tonight that I ain't used to, Mr. Eddie. So let's get it started. We're going to start in Psalm with a nice little one hitter to start it off, and then let us know what we need to do to continue to get closer to God, and to get our reward. And the reward is becoming God, to be in the kingdom. So let's get this started in Psalms 10, and we're just going to start this off to give us a foundation of where we're going. When you get it,
Psalms 110,
111 and 10.
Said 111 and 10. All right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me fix it real quick, my brother.
All right, we got time. It's not a very long. It's not a very long lesson, but yes, take your time. Everybody get their pens and notepads ready, and let's jot these beautiful verses that the Lord has put on my head to bring to you tonight. Don't worry about don't worry about where my glasses at, Big Dron. I got them contacts in.
Yeah, I left it up there on the screen so you can see it.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Let's get started.
All right, my brother. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endure forever.
Okay, so that's giving you the foundation right there, is that he hasn't done away with the law, and the law is what keeps us faithful to God, and that's our teaching. Just like if any subject, this Bible is our book, and the commandments is our guidelines, and we go all the way to the Revelations, and it tells you still, if you love him, keep the commandments. So like I said, if anybody telling you that you don't have to keep these commandments, run away from them, because they don't have no knowledge. And what we hear is in this lesson, in studying the Bible, is we here to get knowledge and understanding. All right, so let's go to Proverbs, and we're gonna go to 4, and we're gonna get it started at 1. And when you get there, go ahead and get started. We're gonna see what one of the wisest men, Solomon, got to say and bring forth to us tonight. So we're gonna be in and out of Proverbs, because Solomon, one of the wisest men ever. So we're gonna be in and out of Proverbs. All right, go ahead.
Hear ye, children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also, and said unto me, let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
So we got to take our time with this these laws of God and not cherry pick on which ones we want to do. We got to do all these commandments to do to get this wisdom and they get to the kingdom. And we was studying talking about that this week in the last Sabbath too, about brothers and sisters being able to do the commandments, but it's always one or two that they really can't adjust to their life and do. But he said if you break one, you break them all. So one of the most powerful ones that everybody, when somebody gets killed or somebody um, commits adultery or something like that, they think that, oh, those are the worst ones. No, we got to do all of them. Okay, we got to keep the Sabbath day. We can't be killing nobody. We got to continue to do all the commandments so we can get this wisdom. But we cannot get this wisdom and understanding without studying. And that's the key thing, is studying, not to be slothful. Slothful is, being lazy. We got to try to make time, and regardless of how busy the weeks are and stuff, to open this book up. Because the only way we going to get this wisdom understand is you got to read. There's no Holy Spirit talking to you, something like that. You got to read this book. Like he said, you got to eat this roll. And you have to learn to read this Bible. And like I tell my kids, sometimes you might be so busy and you reading the Bible is if you just got time, just what I do is we got a quick hitter, just open up the Psalms. And wherever you lay up, read you 3 or 4 verses. But try to get on a regimen of trying to read, 3 or 4 chapters a day or more. But if you ain't got time, just open up the Psalms. Psalms will always lead you to some kind of wisdom and understanding. So because it's so many different writers in there, so many writers. There's not even it's not even a specific person that it says that wrote Psalms. So if you ain't got time, just open up the Psalm, read you a few verses right before you go to bed or right when you get up. But the only way we can get this wisdom is we got to follow this law and we got to read this book. All right, let's go to the New Testament. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 3 and 13. This book is so powerful, but you cannot learn from it unless you read it. And you cannot just go on the Sabbath day. If you do go to Sabbath day, that is a blessing right there, that you know which day to go to the Sabbath day and get that word and get that holy convocational with somebody who knows knowledge, that's teaching like we teaching now, but we got teachers that teach us. But you can't get it on just one day a week. You can't just wait all week and then say, oh, it's a Sabbath day Friday, I got to get some time to the Lord. No, you got to give him something every day. All right, go ahead.
Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abide which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
Hold on right there. And see, what you put into anything like you do in the world, is that's what you're going to get out of it. So if you put the time in God and follow his laws, he will put the time in you. Somebody who's always doing wrong or stealing and stuff like that, it ain't but 2 things left that's going to happen to them. It's either the grave or the jail. Same thing if you a man of God or a woman of God. You put that work in, you're going to become God. So when he explaining right here is, whatever you do, if you do something wrong, bad things gonna happen. You do things that's good things gonna happen. So that's all through life, whether it's work, just treat people like you want to be treated. And I have a problem with that. Some, you always got a person on the job, or somebody that's always got their face tore up, never happy is, because most of the time they're not doing the work, and you can't let the traditions of men or the guidance of others that don't do what you're accustomed to affect you. You just let that go right over your head and keep going on with what you know is right. And that's the biggest thing I always say is when you can stop worrying about what other people think of you and what you do when you know you're doing what the Lord wants you to do is, you don't worry about none of that. You don't worry about that. And that's one thing about being an introvert. You worry about you and others. Yeah, you're glad that you can be around others, but you don't have to be around people that don't accept what you do just to be around somebody. You always got the Lord with you. So that's the key thing is pray. Pray when something ain't going wrong, pray on it. He will answer your prayers. And like you remember, he always said he would never put no more on you than you can bear. And that's so true, because if you couldn't handle it, he wouldn't put it on you. So it seems so bad, and just look all the things that you've been through your life and you thought you wouldn't make it, and you made it through. All right. And that's the things we got to continue to do is look on the past things when we were doing what we were supposed to be doing, and we made it through. But the times we kept doing stuff we weren't supposed to be doing, and we were slowed up. We didn't get to our goal as quick as we had, because he gonna come not when you want to, but if you're doing what you're supposed to do, he gonna come at the right time. And I've seen that all over my little 53 years. All right. So continue to do what the Lord say do it, and he'll make a way. All right, keep going.
17.
17, yeah.
If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. Therefore, let no man glory in man, for all things are yours.
Now, why don't nobody never read this from Paul? They don't read this right here. Is that if you get what you put into it, and that's what he's saying it. And the foolishness is the traditions of men that everybody follow, and then what we do as a man or a woman of God is we do what the commandments say, and we live our life as, of course you're gonna slip, but you live your life accordingly to the Bible as long as the best you can. And then he knows your weakness, but we can't use all the flesh was weak or this when we want to make excuses, because like he said, he know what you're asking for or what you're doing before you do it. So you can't go sin and knowingly sin and then ask for forgiveness. All you can do is after that is say is, like if I was flipping this, I say, all I can ask for is, please give me that chastisement now. All right. When something happened to me, I got this beautiful relationship with the Lord that I know that chastisement, when it comes, I'll be like, man, but I said, give it to me now and let me deal with it and conquer it, because I don't want to deal with it in a lake of fire. Because see, some people, they do stuff they know they was wrong, and he don't give them another chance. People think that they got tomorrow to change, or they'll do this, then ask for forgiveness. But everybody didn't wake up this morning. We was blessed to wake up this morning. So you can't do sin and then think ain't nothing gonna happen, because he say you have it's usually a longer, you're a free agent. So you don't get chastisement usually or punishment like back in the day when you first do something. So don't think he don't forget. It's all written in the book. So It may be 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something you really wanted. He takes something away from you is because of that, something you did 3 or 4 weeks ago. Like I always tell people, when it comes to money and stuff and stealing, or somebody might drop $100 bill on the ground, and they look up, they're looking around, and they put their foot on it. All right. As soon as they walk away, they pick that $100 up. Now they thought they done got over. Now next week, transmission go out in their car, $2,800. Now, was it worth that $100 you took from that man who might have needed, or woman? Those are things we got to realize, that it's on bigger things that you can't think that you getting over now. That's why I always tell my kids and things, these young grown folks in the house, that everything you do is being watched. All right. So sometimes you got to put in your arena people around you who's doing the same thing you're doing. Like I had to learn, you can't be around somebody who's always sinning. You know, of course, you say hi. I got brothers I grew up with and work at the biggest dogs or against their wife. They sin to them. You know, once I got in this thing, I had to push them away. And I like I tell my kids that once you start, you know, they only knew this, but once you start doing, they see you doing it. They don't ask me to do nothing on Friday night no more. Then if you hear the conversation or something, they always say, "Oh, he can't do that," or "He can't eat that." He can't. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Long as you know, and I ain't got to worry about it. So the key thing is, let your light shine around others that's not doing it right, so they can say, "Dang, you know, as many people that I heard that their wife or their mother or something never came to Israel, God, or got in this faith and learned this understanding," and they said, "Man, if this book can change this guy around all the wrong he was doing, I got to go find out." And they come and they get caught up, and they didn't know that was the shining from him or her brought them was the best thing that ever happened in their life. And this is the thing through these, what we're doing, what the church is doing stuff is, this is where he's gathering his soldiers. He picking. So when you get in this word, you got to realize you was chosen. All right. Nobody's doing this. 8 billion people, 2% doing this. Maybe. All right. Anybody on here right now, you chosen. Anywhere you could be out partying, drinking with us. He chose you now to be the soldier in the Lord's kingdom right now here, preparing anybody that want to be taught. All right. Let's go for the sisters too. Anybody you can tell them the word and then tell them to come on in. But this stuff right here it's powerful. All right. And if you on here tonight, or you listen to this stuff, or you in the Sabbath day, you know what day the Sabbath is. You've been chosen. All right. For a great thing. All right, Eddie, come on. You got me talking too much with this sweet reading. All right, let's go to Colossians. Oh, did we finish that?
Yeah, we finished it, my brother.
All right, because we supposed to go to we supposed to go to 21, right?
Yeah, we went all the way to 21.
Okay, all right. Yeah, go Colossians 1. I gotta get used to this new smooth reader I got.
Oh man, my brother.
All right, let's go to Colossians 1 and 1. But like I said, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to be on with y'all here tonight. And let's start at 1.
Paul, an apostle of Jesus Christ, by the will of God, and Timothy, our brother, to the saints and faithful brethren in Christ, which are at Colossae, grace be unto you, and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. We give thanks to God and the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, praying always for you, since we heard of your faith in Christ Jesus, and of the love which ye have to all the saints, for the hope which is laid up for you in heaven, whereof ye heard before in the word of the truth of the gospel, which is come unto you, as it is in all the world, and bringeth forth fruit, as it do also in you, since the day ye heard of it, and knew the grace of God in truth. And ye also learned of Epaphras, our dear fellow servant, who is for you a faithful minister of Christ, who also declare unto us your love in the Spirit. For this cause we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you, and to desire that ye might be filled with the knowledge of his will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding, that ye might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God, strengthened with all might according to his glorious power, unto all patience and long suffering with joyfulness, giving thanks unto the Father, which hath made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light.
All right. Now, see, this is what Paul is saying, that hey, we got it's a big reward if we can follow through these tribulations and follow the word of God and continue to get understanding through our actions. Because, like, you always hear actions speak louder than words. Because we can all talk about it and do about it. We can get on here, we can put these scriptures out, tell y'all what to do is, but the main thing is, what am I doing? What am I doing
Mhm.
to make myself a better servant of God? And that's why I always say that big word, slothful, lazy, you have to check yourself. Move, and move yourself in the right direction, away from people who bringing you away from God. And if you got people around you who's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, is, hey, you can tell them, or don't want to hear what you're saying, you can tell them what is right and what is in the word and show them it. But if they don't do it, it's on them. So
Mhm.
it's a beautiful thing when you able to know the word, live the word, and teach the word. But the main thing is you gotta do it with your actions. All right. So when you tired and it's a Sabbath day and you don't feel like going to the class or something like that, is you gotta get up. You gotta have that holy convocation. If you too far, you sick or whatever, then you use the technology that was given out. And that's what we've been on, brothers and sisters, ever since the pandemic ended. They done got slothful on their way of just sitting in the house watching lesson. No, that's all fine and dandy when we had to. Now you got to get up just like you do if you don't work from home, because we got so many people work from home now. You got to get up and go to work to get paid, right? So you got to follow these
Mhm.
commandments and follow the Sabbath day and go to that holy convocation if you want that reward. All right. So just like our jobs, we got to treat the tradition of men. We got to have the same um, how can I put it? We got to have the same enthusiasm that we have to get money, to get things in life. The same for God. Okay, we got to take care of His business like we take care of the traditions of men. All right.
Mhm.
So if we can do that, is, hey, we gonna get that crown. All right. So we gonna get the crown. All right. So let's keep going. Let's go to we have Proverbs. Go
Yeah.
back.
Proverbs 16.
Yeah, let's go back to the Old Testament. Like I said, it's all over this book. All right. We don't need no more books because we got too much in this book. So we got to read this book, 16 and 16. All right, we go ahead. We're gonna hear from the wisest man that ever lived. All right, go ahead.
How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver? The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He that keepeth his way preserveth his soul. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud.
Hold on a minute. Now, how many people would take $1 million over wisdom in our lifetime in their traditions of men? All right. You got to show, is it money or wisdom? All right. Because everything we do here is temporary. That $1 million is temporary. All right. You get this wisdom
Hmm.
understanding, you ain't gonna need no money. You ain't gonna need no medicine. You ain't gonna need nothing. All right. Like I always say, the sickest you ever been times 10 in the lake of fire. Now, the best you ever been, and you felt your best, young, vibrant, 21-year-old, 18-year-old, that's how you going to be when you become God. No more pain, no more sinuses, no more nothing like that. So we got to choose now is which one do we want? We want the money and the riches and the traditions of this world, or we want to be God in the new heaven. All right. That's coming here. We're not going there. It's coming here. All right, pick it up again.
We have verse 20. He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good, but whoso trusteth in the Lord, happy is he. The wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increaseth learning. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that have it, but the instruction of fools is folly. The heart of the wise teacheth his mouth, and addeth learning to his lips. Pleasant words are as a honeycomb, sweet to the soul, and health to the bones. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
And it's just like when you are raising kids, if you got kids, or you was raised by somebody, it's telling you always that what you want out of your kids is what the Lord wants out of you. Is if you want to prosper, you have to do what needs to be done to be prosperous. So if you're doing foolish things, foolish things gonna happen to you. And I think we all have not had experiences of that. Is we're like, man, if you dodged a bullet, why did I do that? Is I knew better than that. So that's what he gave you, that extra rope to to hold on. But you got to learn that next time it may not be that long. You might be on a short one. So this is how we gotta treat the Lord as everything. He is our Father. So we have to learn that the Father is teaching us through his word. We must do it. All right. Or you're going to get that chastisement. And that's usually something that you don't like. Just like we didn't like to get them whoopings when they was whooping. They don't want to whoop no more. I tell them all the time is I'm thankful for all my whoopings, because all the guys I hung around didn't get no whoopings. Is most of them dead or in jail. All right. So all that was
go out and get that young switch.
Right. What is the verse? Don't spare the rod. It was true.
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
But spare the rod for the child. The ones that don't want to do whip the kids and talk about timeout and all that. Now, when they get old enough, they let the court system and the police raise them. And you know what they're gonna do to them? Pack these prisons and jails up with all the Israel we can. Get them off the streets. All right, so let's go to James. But we just taking it here a little, there a little, all over. And like me and Eddie always say, well, we could put, you got a title like this, we could be doing scriptures until tomorrow morning, because he done put so many spots for us to learn this all over the Bible. All right, when you get it, we can start at 12.
Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries, either a vine, figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. Who is a wise man and a dude with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth.
And now hold on right there. Now you see how he do the reference about the fig tree, and like you said, you don't go get a berry tree, you don't get a walnut, apple tree, you don't get an orange. because usually it's always exceptions to the rule, but 99% of the time is a bad kid, all right, becomes a bad adult. Because if you're not trained, you will be destructive in everything you do. So whatever you do, you got a good kid, it's always study up, and that's coming from upbringing and the teaching they've got. Because not always the kid's fault, but and that's how so many kids and stuff go astray, because if you don't have a good foundation, like everything, especially if you didn't get a foundation, like Eddie got young kids, I got kids, you teaching them and molding them so they can be productive citizens, and not just in the world, but in the Word of God. And that's what's so powerful, that we've been able to bring our kids in this from the day they was born. Right? And he doing the same thing I did. My kids the twins is 19, and then my oldest is 22. They ain't never knew nothing but this Word of God. So everything out of them should prosper and blossom in the Word of God. They're gonna have the ups and downs because they got so much more distraction than we had. And the biggest thing is, social media. All right. And that's the biggest thing here. I mean, through high school, the stuff we had to go through, you got good kids, bad kids, but everything is, you do something that you ain't supposed to do, is it don't take weeks for nobody to find out. They find out like that. All right. I know many times I'll be at school, I'll be at work, and it'd be a big fight at the school. That my kids already sending me the video of the fight, and the day ain't even in, because somebody done posted on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. So I mean, and that's how so many people get caught up now doing wrong. It because of these social medias, and the biggest thing that done destructed and made people come alive is these camera phones. All right, because they say a picture is 1,000 words. You can't hide from nothing. So the key thing is to follow these laws of God and do what you got to do as far as getting closer to God. And you don't have to worry about all these outside interferences, because when you get in this Word of God and people see what you're doing physically and not just talking about it, is everybody start to break off you. It's like you you getting a new shell, because every time somebody you lose, you think you're losing people, but you're losing people that wasn't there for you anyway. And the ones that hear you and know what you about is, then they'll leech on, because they want to know, man, everything seems to be working for this guy. He always, he get this, and then you can start teaching them something. And then once they learn that, hey, it's on. For 3 or 4 years go by, you be like, man, the Lord continue to bless me. All right, picked it up at what, 15?
Yeah, 15.
All right.
This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, and devilish. For where envy and the strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace.
And see, like what James is saying here is, you got to realize that once you accept the Lord, not by saying it, by doing it, once he'll start chastising you more in the beginning, because he got to take back, and you give you that punishment for the things you were doing when you didn't know no better. But the longer you go is, and the less chastisement you get, and he'll show mercy on you like you never thought before. And you'll start to prosper, and you be worried about, be like, man, how did this happen? I never had this happen. Or I'm doing more with less now than I was before. I always say that the one verse when they said, he brought up last week, we talked about, is that when traditional man, you making money, all you thinking about is money, money, money. And I think about all the hours I used to work when I was young, working 7 days a week, not honoring the Sabbath. and it just seemed like you was putting the money in a bag with a hole in it. And when I read that verse, I said, it's just like what? Work a 7-day week? It just still seemed like you can't get ahead. Start doing the Sabbath, working for what I need, not all these wants. Prosper, prosper, prosper. Even when the times get hard, where the kids need this, tires on the car, the furnace went off this week. It just, I tell my wife, it just seemed like everything still wind up getting paid. And where is it coming from? Studying this word and paying your tithes. He'll make everything else happen some way. So, all right, so let's keep it going. Let's go back and see what Solomon got to say in Proverbs. And where we at? Proverbs what?
There we are. Proverbs 9.
9 and Proverbs 9 and 9. So, like I say, it's not going to be a very long lesson, but we're going to get right to the point. All right, go ahead.
Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. If thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. But if thou scornest, thou alone shalt bear it. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. For she sitteth at the door of her house, on a seat in the high places of the city, to call passengers, who go right on their ways. Who is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wants of understanding, she said to him, stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell.
That's rough, because when we go back to probably what I should have said earlier, is that the beginning of that knowledge and wisdom is fear. If you don't fear nothing, you're not going to do it. And that's the biggest thing, is that start from a kid. If you don't put that fear in your kids, and if they don't fear you, they're not going to do it. Now, once you pat that hen hand first, and then you have to start patting that butt, and then before you know, you putting the rod on them, then next time they know, hey, I'm not going to do this. Same thing.
I ain't going to pull that.
Right. Same thing with the laws of man. It is, that you stop at that stop sign, or you stay, when you see a cop, you slow down, because it's the fear of getting that ticket. Okay. And I ain't had one in a long time, but I hear about what people paying for these tickets now is ridiculous. $200 or $300 for speeding a couple miles over ain't no joke. I think the last one I got was maybe 20 years ago in Wisconsin, and that was like $100 and something dollars. So if you don't fear nobody, like I said, you fear your boss on the job, you fear everybody, but everybody don't fear God, because he don't come down on you right away like your boss would, or like your parents would. All right. So we gotta have that same fear with God, and that's the biggest fear we gotta have. That fear for God is the foundation for everything. All right. Because if you don't fear nothing, you're not gonna do it 9 times out of 10. And that's why he said his house is for all people, if you fear him and come to him. All right. So we always got this, always kill me about it. We got, I don't like this person, especially when you don't like this person, or you disgruntled against a person that's a different nationality. We all brothers and sisters. When Noah came over with his sons or whatever, everybody came from there. First it was Adam. All right. Then when he did the flood, and then Noah. Everybody came from Noah is brothers and sisters. Just different colors, different creeds and whatever. But it's just never understand how you could take this person. Well, I was telling somebody today, now, regardless of whatever religion or race is, that don't like this race, but they get in a car accident and they need blood. All right. They'll take that blood from wherever it comes from,
Yep.
because that blood shows our how we are all connected. Okay. Anything that moves mostly bleeds, but you can't take no dog's blood, you can't take no cat's blood. But that Chinese man or that white man you don't like, or that black man you don't like, you could take his blood. And I said I gave blood one time on my last job, on a job a few years ago, and I didn't know what type I was, and I'm O positive, and that one's you can have. It's the most one wanted because it can go to 3 or 4 different other types. So they always sending me stuff in. Come give blood. Come give blood. But people, because that blood is can be used for so many things. But that shows you how connected we all are, because you can lose that blood, they get that blood, and you don't know where it came from. Okay, it could have been black, Chinese, whatever it is. But when they take that blood and get it back in it heals you and keeps you on like that. And then you get up and talk about, I don't like this black person, I don't like this Hispanic person, I don't like this white person. We all brothers and sisters. All right, and that's what we got to understand. Is that's the biggest thing that kills us as a people is hatred towards somebody else. All right. Okay, we got that hate towards our brothers and sisters, but then we say we love the Lord. And what he say? We say we love the Lord, somebody we ain't never seen, and we got our own brother, not just family members, but even people in their family they don't get along or don't like. But you say you love the Lord. He said, if you don't love your brother, is who you see every day, you can't say you love me. That's contradictory. All right, what we got? True. 2 more. We got 2 more.
Well, no, we finished Proverbs.
Okay.
Yeah, we went all the way to 18.
All right, so let's go on. Yeah, you I told you getting me caught up with this. All right, let's go to Colossians 4.
Hey, this how I always read, bro.
Yeah. I like it. So yeah, we got 4 and 7. All right, you can go ahead and read it when you get there.
Masters, give unto your servants that which is just and equal, knowing that ye also have a master in heaven. Continue in prayer and watch in the same with thanksgiving. Withal, praying also for us, that God will open unto us a door of utterance, to speak the mystery of Christ, for which I am also in bonds, that I may make it manifest, as I ought to speak. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man.
All right. Now, your demeanor and the way you talk to people before you even talk to them about the book is a way that, your temperance, your meekness, it can draw you being hostile. I read something the other day. It didn't even have to do with the Bible now, but it was saying that a man that's a woman that's always argumentative or something, they usually got some problems. All right. Because if you always argumentative or you can't take correction, there's usually something wrong with you. And you gotta be able to say, when you're trying to tell somebody something and they know you like that, it may not let them ask you things like, if I'm in the word, but I'm always snapping. It's certain things people won't say to me because they're scared that I might snap on them. That's why we gotta have that. We gotta have that meekness, because you never know when a person, and like when I do a lot of training over the years, safety training and all kind of training on the job. I tell myself, a couple of days go by, man, I wanted to ask you this. I always tell, man, you ask whatever you can these first 30 days so you can learn the job. All right. Now I'll be a little suspect after 30 days if you asking the same questions, but you got to ask questions if you want to learn something. So if you always argumentative or you always snapping to somebody else and they got a question is they may not ask their full question because they afraid. So what you need to do, like he say, the meekness and the way you speak is the way that you come off as your actions. And I know I always used to say that even people that didn't believe in the God I serve, whenever they got, it be the Catholics, the Latter-day Saints, Jehovah's Witnesses, if they get in an argument, they two separate religions. But when they want to, it could be months, years down the road, but when they want to find out the true answer is, they'll come all the way over from another department to my department and be like, what you think about this? He's saying this, he's saying that. And I'll answer the question if I can answer. If not, I don't do like the Sunday preachers. I say, I don't know. But I'll make sure I go find it and I'll come back that next day and talk. But usually I know they little questions, you can answer them. They be so, wow, that about the question, but it's not a real big question to us because usually it's something we already know. And you answer it. And then soon as the one who thought it was, see, I told you, like I'm the judge. No, you can read this stuff for yourself. You can get this wisdom and understanding yourself from reading this book and following the commandments. But I've always seen that. But when they see what you're doing and you're doing it through your faith and through your fellowship on the job or wherever you're at, that draws people towards you. All right. So everything you do, and when I said people, my mother used to always say people are watching you. So let people see the good side of you. Make your good side your best side. All right. And you will draw more and more people to God. All right.
Yep.
All right. Let me get to talking so much. Let's go to James. Let's see what James got to say. Because this is all over the Bible. We just got to read. We got to read. We don't want to read no more. We want the Holy Spirit.
That's why they said, hey, they want to hide something from us. They put it in that book. That's why they said.
I see all the time. They say it better. They say if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book because they ain't gonna read. If it ain't a sports page or a menu, they ain't gonna read.
For real.
So yeah. All right, let's you go ahead and get it started. 2.
My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed.
Hold on before you drop down. So we all got the ability to do good, but do we want to do good? That's in the word, outside the word, in the world, or in the word. Hey, that's a good one right there. Are you in the word? Are you in the world? Or are you in the word? All right. Either one is. We can do good, but do we want to do good? Do we want to be perfect? All right. No man is perfect, but he needs to strive to be perfect. All right. We want to be as Jesus was when he came to die for our sins and shed that blood. Can we follow him? All right. That's the question we got to ask ourselves. And then we can receive the faith and the glory and the reward from him. So patience. You got to be patient when you your faith tells you, got to be strong when you asking for something, because it is not going to come all the time when you want it to come. That's when you got to have patience. patience that the Lord already know what you're asking for, and patience that when you need it, he gonna give it to you. Like people always talk about, man, that lottery jackpot was $1 billion. I prayed for the Lord to give me him, but I ain't get it. All right. He may not gave it to you because you couldn't handle it. All right. That million or $1 billion might have drawn you further away from God where you should be. All right. And Eddie can test this. We talk. I ain't worried about all the money. I just want enough to maintain. All right. All I want is enough to maintain. All right. Pick that up and drop down to 12.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren.
All right. All right. Because people realize sin bringeth forth death. All right. Okay. So you can get away with it. You can get away with it and get away with it. But hey, that third, fourth, or fifth time might be the last time. And that's the difference between everybody. Some people make it to the third sin. Some people make it to the eighth sin. Everybody is different. But that evil, when you do that evil, is don't be talking like people said the devil made me do it, or because you was tempted. Most of the time you tempted of stuff of your own lust. All right. That's why I don't, if you can't handle liquor or stuff that impair you, weed and stuff, don't do things like that if you weak-minded, because then those lustful things that you want to do is you wind up doing them. And then the first thing you say is, oh, that liquor made me do it. Okay. The devil made me do it. No, these are things you wanted to do, but you did something so then you could have an excuse to do it. So the Lord didn't tempt you is, all right, you chose to do that. Because it's many sins and many things we have done that we did that we know was wrong before we did it. Okay. But it's on the other side, it's a lot of things that we were doing and going through stuff, and we did something is we didn't intend to. So then that you don't have to wait on. Like I tell people, I've been on my job and accidentally did something here. You could pray right then. Ask for forgiveness. All right. Because it's many things that we go through every day is that, and it happens so fast, and we do it or say it, then we say, you apologize to that person or whoever it is, if you're able to, and then you ask for forgiveness. All right. That's where we at.
We're on Proverbs.
Let's go to Proverbs. We're going. This is a daily workload for us, is becoming God, doing what he asks us to do so we can get the reward. All right, we there.
Let me read, my brother?
Yeah, you can go.
All right. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, and marrow to thy bones. Honor the Lord with thy substance, and the first fruits of all thine increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine.
Hold on right there. And see, when we do the things that the Lord does, he blesses us for them. All right. So you do a little bit, you get that blessing. Not just the everyday blessings of being able to get up and breathe. All right. All right. Wake up, Eddie.
I'm all right.
uh, hey, you had to get that. I know you was busy. I had to get that 3-hour nap before I got down. Before I got down here in this basement. But yeah, you trust in the Lord to not just give you the understanding, but give you the faith and the strength. And the key thing is, we got this strength. We can do anything. All right. And like he say right here, when we get to the next verse about when we slip and fall, he chastises us. Yeah, that's to correct us. That's the correction that we want now, not later. So if you, I'm telling you, is if you can get in this word, understand this word, is like when you keep reading what Solomon saying, he make you plentiful. He make things just much easier for you if you're willing to work for it. Now, if you want to lay around, you slothful, like I'll be telling all these brothers now, they want to sit at home, they want to play video games, they want to smoke weed and wondering where they gonna get their next paycheck from is, and all these skilled and unskilled jobs out here now, everybody's hiring. All right. But if you slothful is, you're not gonna get them blessings. So same thing, you don't work, you don't eat, you don't follow God's law is, you don't become God. All right, go ahead.
11. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding.
and right there is we gonna be saying it all night till it's time to go with. Do you want your correction now, or do you want it later? And he always bringing reference as a kid and their parents, whatever it is it's a teaching. You teach them, they learn. They go astray, you correct them. You get them back on the right path. And that's what he's doing now is if you mess up, you have forgiveness, you get back on the path. All right. Because he delight in ones that do what he say do, who follow his word. When just like when you see your kids, they come home and they got that A+ on the paper, or you go to a teacher's conference and especially my the girls, not my son. It's a first thing you get in there, she is such a delight to have in the class because it's an aroma around you. Right? It's an aroma. I don't know how it would be without your daughter in the class, but same thing here. When you're doing what you're supposed to do is the Lord looking at you, he said, dang, that's my faithful servant right there. He gonna be the one. He gonna be the one day. All right. That's the kind of stuff we want to, that the Lord want to see. Same thing as we see it through our kids or on our job. You get a promotion or somebody always, when they know that you got a good head on your shoulder or you doing stuff that you're supposed to be doing, is you the first one they call and say, hey, can you go take care of this? Because they know it's going to get done right. All right. And that's why I pride myself on every job I ever had, is that even though I have 30 years in the union, 9 years in management, now I'm back on the clock, is that whenever they need something is, we got different departments that will, they only going to put you over there if you know what you're doing because there's more money involved over there. So it's just like with the Lord. His business, the business we taking care of now is little. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He need to find out who can handle the real business in the new heaven. He need judges. So if you can't handle it over here, he ain't gonna even let you get over there and handle it. All right. So that's what we gotta do. We gotta continue to get stronger in Lord's word, because we want him to choose us to be a judge. All right, what we had? 2 more, or what was it?
Oh, that was it.
You sure that was it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, let's go Ephesians. Oh, we getting close. We getting close.
Yeah, I had a question. Is that supposed to be 6?
Which one? Ephesians?
Yeah, it got 7 on there.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's on my notes
Mm-hmm.
too. What? It ain't no 7.
No,
Yeah, so
no, my bro.
it's got to be 6 then. Let me see.
Yeah.
No, matter of fact is it 17? No, it's supposed to be 4. I wrote that. Good thing one on Duran because he always try to get me because I be double checking, and then I'll tell him to look at when I send him the script count because he must send it to you. He said you wrote it down right. I said no, I'm on the same script that I sent you. But yeah, you're right. I'm looking at my notes now, and it's 4 and 17.
I'm fixing it right now, my
All
bro.
right. And then you know what gonna happen. Like I go somewhere is like I told you, you've been in this book and you get to reading it, you be like, no, that's not what I wanted. And then you be able to jump back where you at. Yeah. So and
Mm-hmm.
I see the only reason why you caught it before I read it is because ain't no 7. Yeah. So Ephesians 4 and 17.
Hey, that's what the Lord put me here for tonight. That's what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to do.
Yeah. You show like I said, y'all brothers good for something every once in a while.
Oh man, bro.
Now now I need to I want to hear you read to make sure I ain't write it down twice wrong. I was down here right for work yesterday. I finished up. I said, let me get these scriptures over to the Ron, and I'll be going back before I check 2 times before I go down, but I wrote it completely wrong. But yeah, pick it up at 4 and 17, everybody. You
This
go
I
ahead.
say, oh,
Go
this
ahead.
I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness, to work all uncleanliness with greediness. But ye have not so learned Christ. If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Jesus, that he put off concerning the former conversation the old man which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness.
And say, hold on.
Wherefore,
See right there. Once he put this on your mind that you're gonna do what the Lord says do, is the Lord see that. All right. He makes things a little easier for you coming to the faith and trying to draw other people to the faith. But now when he said in the beginning, when you was up there about the Gentiles, yeah, we need not follow the way of the Gentiles because it's Gentile time. You know, this the end days we in. Now it's the time of the Gentiles. And we know what the Gentiles doing. They doing everything contrary to the word of God. And that's the biggest misconception is, well, you know, we always say if you not a Jew, you're a Gentile. No,
yeah.
that killed my child. I never forget. I got to a brother say, I'm a Gentile. I said, no, you ain't no. You might be something else, but you ain't no Gentile. All right. Okay. Gentile is the sons of Japhet. You know, white European. So, but that's the thing we got to realize. No, we in the time of the Gentiles. It's their reign. Okay. We had our time, long time. We didn't do what we supposed to do. Is he gave it to this. Now he down to the Gentiles, and after the Gentiles' time, it's his time. All right. So, but if we see that he's forgiven us for all our uncleanness, like he said, like Paul was saying, is that we can accept that we've done wrong and ask for forgiveness, and not just say, oh, I'm done with that, or I'm gonna forget about it, and it'll go away. Okay, not gonna go away is because he ain't forgot, but people think that he done forgot. Well, you don't forgot. He done forgot. No, he ain't forgot. He gonna get it from you. It's just gonna take some time.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad part, you never know when. But we got 3 more left on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, finish that up. I meant to stop before when we talk about the Gentiles, because people they don't realize it's time for the Gentile. You know, the white folks is running.
Mm-hmm.
It's their time, and it got nothing to do with black or white. The Lord gave them this time to run this earth.
That's true.
Only thing they running in the ground, but they running everywhere.
not to not to put on and add on to what you're saying, but
No, add on.
My brother. Another thing too, we ain't got no room to be hating on nobody, because the Lord said that He was gonna bring another nation in to provoke us to jealousy.
Yeah.
So I mean, anytime, yeah, we might do the same crime, but we ain't gonna get the same time.
There you go. It's so different for Israel because we had our time. He chose us. We didn't do what we supposed to do. So he scattered
Mm-hmm.
us and he gave it to them. They messed they gave, but now there's no more, like and Jesus not coming again for us no more. So the Lord, the Gentiles finish this up, and Jesus gonna come and get this with that sword and get this earth right. Because when his father
Mm-hmm.
comes after that 1,000 years, it's got to be right. It's got to be right.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had 3 more on that one.
We on 25, my brother.
All right. Go ahead.
Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil.
Now, if you could see it right now is that people, like you said, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. What do a lot of people don't understand or take from that is, whatever happened today, after half day, you forgive, you just don't forget. But people, they don't know how much destruction they bring on themselves by
Mm-hmm.
being mad at somebody, not for 1 day or 2 days. You got people who ain't talked to each other, even brothers and sisters, or mothers and kids, fathers and kids, for years over one incident. All right. And what it say right there? Whatever the sun go down, right? Matter of fact, read that 26 one more time. Oh, you got to go. No, I get it. No, I'm right here. I got it right
Oh
over the
man.
screen. Be ye angry and not sin. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So whatever happened is when you lay down there, especially couples. Me and my wife always been good about that. And that when you lay down there, it's over with. Like mothers be having me rolling
Mm-hmm.
about they wife had them sleep on the couch that night and all that. I ain't never done nothing like that. When it
Yeah, me neither.
wherever going, it's over with. Get up the next morning, it's done with. All right. But that's what people don't they where their faith is so weak, because you can't love the Lord if you still mad at your brother or sister 3 years, 4 years later. I mean, it's some people that ain't talk to their brothers and sisters in over 10 years because of certain incident. And let alone friends, people fall out, and that's a little different because you don't have to be around them. But if somebody has done something to you that you interact with them, you just got to let it go, because you're bringing, stuff on you that you wouldn't have on you, and could be prospering more because of your actions. And that's sometimes that's a little thing, but it's a little thing that's taking you away from God, or not letting him open up your mind to other things that you could be learning. All right, so let's go to Proverbs. Proverbs 4.
4.
Yep, Proverbs 4. And let's get it. We're gonna do the 11 first, and then we'll skip down. All right.
I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths.
All right, skip on down to 13.
Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not into the way of evil man. Avoid it, pass not by it. Turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness, and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is as the shining light, that shineth more and more unto the perfect day.
All right, so I think I mentioned that earlier. You want to be a light, that's bright around you, so to draw people towards you. As we can see, the people that don't do what they're supposed to do, the wicked and stuff like that, is they wicked, and their life is wicked because they do wicked things. And that's why, as you see in this verse, in this scripture right here, that's telling you, is that's why different you on the job or you go somewhere, you have to be on prayer, but you can tell these people stuff, or if they ask for teaching, but you gotta keep your distance from these people. And that's what it's saying. You don't need that around you. Like I said, how many times they tell you is coming up, you got, I was teasing a older lady at the job the other day in the morning when I get off, she said, I said, yeah, you just like when I was growing up, one of them bad apples. We got all these good people. You throw that one bad apple in that barrel of apples, and it'll take about 2 days, and the whole bushel basket is burnt. As my mother would say, burnt. I say, and that's how it is. If you in the Word of God and you still trying to hang around the people you did, and you steady seeing them lie, cheat, like all my guys, I had to stop hanging around with because all of them mess around their wife. All right, I don't know. I don't know. No, I only got maybe one brother out of my crew when I growing up, and only one in the church, because even some of them that was in the regular church, they wind up messing around, getting divorced, marrying again, divorcing again. Is that you got to distance yourself from them, and sometimes you just, like I always tell people, when there's somebody talking about something and you can't elaborate on it, or you can't, you done did your due diligence with them, is you know it's a waste of time. Is I tell my kids this: you give your neck a good workout, all right, just like this, okay, and go on about your business. Just like when it's something on the job and the boss talking about something that you know can't be done, but they gotta say it anyway. Yeah, okay. Give your neck a good workout and go on. Because once you done did your due diligence with somebody, telling the word, doing like some of my partners, GDs and stuff like that, gangsters and stuff, they be calling me, talking, man, they know I don't go on Friday. They be like, man, we need to get up and go to comedy club. You and your wife and my girl or whatever. Go. I'll be like, yeah, yeah.
Yep, right.
And go,
Yep.
and go
You know what I'm saying?
Go about my business.
Yeah.
Like what when somebody texted me the other night talking about do something wrong, I just looked at the text and go on about my business. But that time I gave my neck a good workout by myself. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And that's what you got to do, is when you undid your do that, you try to give, when you're a man of God or a woman of God, is you give people their time to try to correct them or help them get corrected. But once you know they ain't going nowhere, you don't have to be, like he says, you don't have to be against them or how can I say, feel bad for them or whatever. You just speak your piece. Once you done did it, sometimes it's months or weeks and on, and then you finally got to realize to yourself, is ain't no help for them. All you can do is pray for them. Now you leave them alone. And I had to leave a lot of people like that. I had people alone, had to do that in the church. in our church. But hey, there's always exceptions to the rule, and you always gonna have one bad apple somewhere. And that's why I said you move on from that. And that's what we gotta learn as a people. Is once you know this word is it, don't get upset for them. Is that when people not doing what I know they can, what they know that they know they can, how they can do better, and they don't do better is all you can do is grieve for them. You grieve and then you pray. All right. You don't talk. You don't be no talebearer. And and like people don't know that's in the Bible. Then talebearer mean you don't go running telling everybody business and stuff. Like people always telling people business. You just leave it alone and you grieve for them and you pray. And my biggest thing is for my people and my family is I grieve for them. And I remember I got that from Brother Boo. He said, no, I just grieve for them because I know they know better and I know they can do better, but they refuse. And I'm so happy is when I don't do better is I get chastised from God and I know right away, hey, get back on that path. I ran off the road, this road to wisdom and understanding, and I pull up off that curve and get back on the road. All right, was that the last one? We had 2 more verses.
Yeah, that was the last one.
That was the last one? All right.
Yeah.
You got me, as one brother said, you got me over here caught up in this lesson. All right. Oh, we wind on down anyway. We got Eddie over here with this smooth reading, got us smoothing through this lesson real smooth. I'm gonna have to give him my name. Yeah, so we only got 3 more people, and I hope somebody's getting some understanding, getting edified, and my brother Julius would say. And so let's go to Ecclesiastes 7. And we're going to start off at 4.
Man.
All right, go ahead.
The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of the fools is in the house of mirth. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This is also vanity. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and the gift destroyeth the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools.
Oh, hold on right there. And see, that's one of the things is about learning how to be a wise man. Now, when you do something that's destructive or a sin against God, and you know what the consequences is going to be, but you put that wickedness above what the punishment is going to be for that time. All right. You've chose to do something you know going to make you even more angrier later from the chastisement of God when you know you shouldn't have did in the beginning. And that's what we get. The traditions of man is that we all about, what is happening right now is, but what is going to happen tomorrow, and even is tomorrow promised for us for the wickedness that we did today. Everybody that did something wrong is not going to wake up tomorrow. I'm hoping to wake up and put some clothes on and go to class tomorrow. All right. I think I had a good week. I don't think I did no wickedness, but the wicked, they forget easily and they sleep without worrying about it until that destruction come on them. And then I'm going to bed. I'm praying before I'm going to bed usually, but I always make sure I pray when I get up. All right. And then when you in this book, I say it every week or every time I get on here, before you start reading this book, ask for wisdom and understanding. So Lord will put that on you to learn, because if Eddie even tell you from the first time when we had all that zeal to now is the same things we read over in, we learn more and more every time. And I always say, because when I started going to Israel God 27 years ago, and then maybe 3 years after that, you hear the same lesson. Y'all say, oh, you get lesson. Oh man, I heard this lesson already. And then you be listening to it, and then you be like, bam, I don't remember that.
Well, man, what's that? I don't remember him saying
I
that.
don't remember saying that. Or he said it, but now he done open your eyes up more. Or Bowie always, because I got notes back so many years, I can go through them and I look at him. I say, oh, he and if I open the find it and he reading it, and I'm going through old lesson and he be done tweaked it, took something out, put something in, or added it. That's why it's always good to ask for that wisdom understanding, because the Lord will continue to open your eyes up as you read. He what he say, you got to show yourself approved. So when he see you doing this, he say, oh, I got to give him a little bit more. I got a little bit more. And like I always use a reference. And I think I heard this years ago, maybe 20 years ago. He said, Bowie said, you don't feed no baby no steak. All right. All right. We can't get it all at one time. You can't learn everything at one time. So he give you a little bit at a time. Get a little puree, pears or something like that. Something you can digest. Baby can't digest no steak. Just like when you come in this word, you can't eat everything. You give you a little bit at a time, But when you do, he put that on your head. And Eddie know this here is that you get so much zeal, you want to learn everything. But no, you got to learn a little bit at a time, because you can't get to 20, 30, 40, even some people 50 and pick up all this in one day. You can go read the Bible all day and you will be just reading. You won't be understanding, because you can't get this all in one day. All you can do is pray to get more days to learn more. All right, let's pick it up as the last three.
He said we had verse 10.
Verse 10, okay.
Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou dost not inquire wisely concerning this. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Read that 12 one more time before you change that book. Say it loud.
For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Right there is. That wisdom is so much more better than money. And you don't realize when you get this wisdoms, like you said, you getting that inheritance. That inheritance is becoming God, being on the right side of the kingdom in heaven, not the bad side, not the lake of fire. Because people don't realize, everybody gonna be changed, but what is you gonna be changed with? You gonna be changed to go in the lake of fire, or you gonna be changed to be in the Lord's house? So we all gonna be changed, but that wisdom is look at all the stuff that come from wisdom. That it's a defense against everything that come to you, is because know why? Wisdom teaches you is I know better. I know better in every aspect of what I'm dealing with, whether it's work, family, this word is considering you as God's work of art. Okay. When you get where we trying to go, or I consider we're over halfway there, the way we reading this book and stuff, that you got to continue to get this knowledge. For right there, like you're saying, people think money. You want that inheritance. Just like you work on your job and then you retire. You get a certain amount of money to maintain. You get this wisdom, you inherit God's kingdom, and you don't worry about nothing else forever, physically or mentally. You just do what the Lord continue to actually do and that you're willing to do. All right, we got two more.
We got Proverbs
16. Yeah, we're winding on down. All right. Solomon got to give us a little bit of knowledge before we go.
Yeah, he want the wisest man for none.
And you ain't lying. Like I said, what it said, I forgot her name. She came many, many miles to get the wisdom up from Moses. I mean, from Solomon.
The Queen of Sheba.
Yeah, Queen of Sheba. Yeah.
Queen of Sheba.
Queen of Sheba. And then she remember she didn't come empty either.
Nope.
She had all kind of gifts and everything for him. And then when she left, she was overwhelmed because she said, I did not. Now I know why they say you was the wisest man. When she sat down, she said, now I know. And it was worth the trip.
You know what? I was about to ask a question, but I don't want to start nothing tonight, so I'm gonna leave that.
No, go ahead, man.
I'm gonna leave it alone, my brother. No, I'm gonna leave it alone, my brother. Because man, it's just. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, you got all these boss babes and independent women and all that.
Yeah.
Queen of Sheba was a real boss babe, real independent woman, and she was humble.
Yep.
To the word of God.
And what they said, she got humble after she heard Solomon his way, because she said, remember how now I'm speaking in my word, but how she said it, she said, well, she got all her army. I think they came with like 400 people. She said, I'm going to find out. Everybody talking all this stuff about this guy know everything in there, and she already thought she knew everything. Okay, so she said, I'm going to find out, and she found out. And when he got done with her, she was humble, and like you said, she was I told you, don't mind interrupt me if we get all aspects. She said she was what you call a boss babe. Because she showed she was humble.
I'm telling you, that's you gonna be a boss babe, or you gonna call yourself independent. That's the one you go after. That's the one you take after right there.
Yeah. I'm ready when you ask. We only got but two more.
Let me know when to read, my brother.
Go ahead, 26.
He that laboreth for himself, for his mouth craveth it of him. An ungodly man diggeth up evil, and in his lips there is a burning fire. A froward man soweth strife, and the whisperer separateth chief friends. A violent man enticeth his neighbor, and leadeth him into the way that is not good. He shutteth his eyes to devise froward things. Moving his lips, he bringeth evil to pass. The hoary head is a crown of glory, if it be found in the way of righteousness. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city.
And see that slow to anger, like we was talking about earlier, that is the most powerful thing right there. Because do you know that most confrontations come from anger? Just imagine how many wars wouldn't have been started, or ungodly conversations or fights and stuff, because somebody got angry and didn't get humble over nothing. And now these days, you hear about people fighting and arguing about something, and when you find out what's the argument or whatever it's about it's about nothing. It's about absolutely nothing. But then somebody said this, or you go up and then you got that whisper of somebody talking, or they hear something, then they go tell somebody else, and then somebody else go tell somebody else, and then the story always changed, whether it was true or not, and then strife come up because of that. And you got an argument or a fight or something that's going to be some wickedness going to be committed because of that tailbearing, like we were saying with that tailbearing. That's why we got the violence is always going to be violence, but it's got to be a separation of when violence is necessary. Most of the time, violent, you got to protect your family, or somebody breaking your house, something. Yeah, now it's a different mindset then. All right, or it's time for war. What do you say? It's a time for war. It's a time to cry. Everything's a time for it, but you got to know when you get wisdom, you know when and how to react. All right, when you a wicked person or not somebody who's following the laws of God you'll snap, or like you were saying with these ball babes and stuff. Got some women and men, they'll snap at the littlest thing, make a whole big argument. I mean, a long drawn out something out of nothing. All right. And when you get that meekness, that humbleness, like me and Mr. Eddie got right here, When somebody say something about you, be like, oh, really? All right. Then you get that neck a good workout. Okay. Since you feel that way, is all right. Have a nice day. Like Bowie say, they be calling out there and they be saying, he can't dispute what they saying because they calling in, but they asking something that they already know is, or just so far fetched, you just say, have a good day or hang up the phone. Like I had to tell my wife many times is, phone used to be ringing when we had a home phone, got a home phone now, is or somebody call the phone and they get to talking, blah, 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 or somebody come, I just say, no, thank you. Hang the phone up. All right. I was very polite. No, thank you. Whatever you selling or whatever you talking about is, like when the Latter-day Saints and the Jehovah's Witnesses used to come to the house, and I'm on Sunday, I'm trying to watch the game, and I had the Lord said, no, leave that game alone. Went there and took that book to him. After I put it on them, they took my name off the list. They never came to the house again. You see them out there walking. You know what they had on the list is when they got to my address, they had to put a line through it because I see them in the neighborhood, but they never came down my house, even they on that block. They know that ain't nothing happening. When after I whooped them a little bit, then I forgot all about the game. I invited them in the house, and it was like, no, we gotta go on down the street. We got other place to go. I said, no problem. Never seen them again. That was 20-some years ago. So this wisdom from this word will make you stronger, so you can defend yourself. All right, and make yourself worthy to people because they know this. That don't play with you. All right. Don't play with you. But the same ones, when they want the correct answer, they will come to you.
Yeah, they will.
Yep. You know they will. All right. We got three more. 31.
Oh, we did. We went all the way to 32.
Okay. All right. So
we just got Job.
Oh, we got Job. And then good thing Deron ain't on here because he be getting mad at Ben. I'm going to add one more in the end.
All right.
All right. All right, let's go to Job, another wise man. Yeah, I know you listen to Ron. We forget sometimes too. I'm adding one tonight. You ain't on here. I'm adding one. All right, 28. Yeah, because this one just a one hitter right here, straight to the point. All right. Go ahead.
And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. And to depart from evil is understanding.
All right. So that's what we've been talking about all night. And that's what I was going to end it on. And like I said, I hope people took notes so you can go back on this. And like I said, Eddie will tell you, we could have put another 30 scriptures with this because wisdom and understanding and how to get it is all over the Bible, from Genesis to Revelations. But we're going to go to this last one since that was a little one hitter. And we're going to get one more, a little bit more knowledge to send everybody to bed on the Sabbath. And I think that even Deron would appreciate this. All right, let's go to Psalms 111, and we're gonna do 1 through 9. And I ain't gonna interrupt you. You're gonna read straight
you
through.
You said 111.
Yeah,
and 1 through 9.
And 111, 1 through 9.
All right. I'm just adding in, my brother.
Oh yeah, we got time. We way under time.
All right, there we go.
Be no long lesson. I'll let Deron beat us up next week for 2.5 hours, or at least 2 hours. I'm gonna get it right under 2 hours, like it's supposed to be. He said, "You see him in the chat. I love it, brother. I'm listening. Yeah, okay. So you keep it under 200. You keep it under 2 hours next week. All right."
Hey man, you gonna end up like me, man. I had 57 minutes last week.
Right, but hey, if it's right to the point, that's all you need.
It ain't even reach an hour.
Right, yeah, that's all you need. Like I said, and this would have been 57 if I wasn't talking so much, and then listen to your smooth reading like I'm on a flying carpet.
Hey.
All right, Deron, you can be quiet now. Stay out of the chat. Stay out of the chat till I'm done. All right, let's read this 1 through 9, and let's get on out of here.
All right, my brother. Let me know when to read, my brother.
Go ahead and start.
Praise ye the Lord. I will praise the Lord with my whole heart, in the assembly of the upright, and in the congregation. The works of the Lord are great, sought out of all of them that have pleasure therein. His work is honorable and glorious, and his righteousness endureth forever. He hath made his wonderful works to be remembered. The Lord is gracious and full of compassion.
Yes.
He hath given meat unto them that fear him. He will ever be mindful of his covenant. He hath showed his people the power of his works, that he may give them the heritage of the heathen. The works of his hands are verity and judgment. All his commandments are sure. They stand fast forever they stand fast forever and ever, and are done in truth and uprightness. He sent redemption unto his people. He hath commanded his covenant forever. Holy and reverend is his name.
All right. Now I hope somebody glad I added that, because that's the whole duty of man right there. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wants. Even you, Deron, that's what you need to do right there, 1 through 9. All right. All right, y'all. I hope everybody got a blessing to reading this word. Eddie, you want to add anything? All I can say is thank this young brother Eddie for some dynamic reading. All right. And it was a blessing to bring this to y'all. I hope somebody got some edification, and we'll bring it to you some more next week. I think Deron's up next week, but hey, it's this wisdom, understanding come from you. First of all, fearing God, loving God, first of all, and reading the Bible. We got to read this Bible, and we got to follow these commandments. And if anybody's telling you, like we say, you don't have to keep the commandments no more, or the commandments are done away with, just like the laws and the traditions of men, is laws wherever you go, and the Lord has laws that have to be done, or you get punished for them, just like we do in the world. So we want to be of the word and not of the world. Going forward, that's my motto. You got anything else you want to add, Eddie?
No, just y'all tune in. Y'all tune in at 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern tomorrow. That's gonna be the day of the Lord. I hope your house is in order. That's the title of the lesson. The day of the Lord. I hope your house is in order.
All right, so y'all got that. Eddie be coming on tomorrow. Y'all like and subscribe, and any questions and stuff, put in the chat when we get off live. Email us. But Eddie is on, like he just said, the times every what's that? You said Saturday, every Saturday.
Every Saturday, yep.
But our time, your time is Eastern, and ours is Central. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern.
3:30, and so we got this Sabbath day is filled with ways to learn about God. You got, like say, you got the man of God at night. You got Eddie tomorrow, the man of God. You got the regular Sabbath day at the Israel of God. We got Friday night lessons. We got Wednesday question and answer. We got the Balm of Gilead. Just get on IOG, and it's so many aspects of this Bible and teaching that you can have references to go to learn more and more about our Holy Father. Oh, I see Mr. Mason in there. Thank you, sir. I still got to get out your way soon. And I got to get Eddie out. I got to get Eddie out to the house too. I got to get him out of Indiana for a weekend.
Hey, yeah, I could use a trip. I
Right.
could use a trip.
So when we get off, we're gonna talk about that. We got to get you up here for a few days. And but peace to everybody out there and happy Sabbath.
All right, grace and peace, everybody.
Good night.